Welcome everyone, Marcelo is my name. I am the Niche Fragrance Collector, and this is a love affair that I've had for quite some time now. I started to fall in love with all things niche perfumery back in 2017. I'm gonna say it would have been about a year later that I came across this incredible brand, Frappin, which is a French house. I was doing a masterclass with the great Michael Marzano from Libertine Perfumery, and he was sharing all about this incredible house. Interestingly, they didn't start their life as a perfume brand. In fact, they're a cognac maker and still are to this day. Pierre Frappin established his first chateau in 1270 in the area called Charente, which is southwest of France. Known for cognac and cognac making, he began to create his legacy essentially. Their cognac making notoriety continued to expand. Louis XIV recognized the great work that they were doing, and in 1697 gave the Frappin family a coat of arms. If you look on the back of the bottle, all the filigree around it is more artistic, but in the center of that image, you'll see their actual coat of arms. So how does a 750-year-old cognac making house then move into perfumery? The story goes that in 2000, Beatrice, a Frappin family member, as they were doing testing, it was deeper in the day, she was now tired of drinking all the different cognacs, decided to put the cognac on her skin. And in smelling it, she's like, whoa, the bouquet of this is quite alluring. She showed the rest of the family, they all became intrigued by the scent, and the idea came to them, what if we created a boozy fragrance based on the cognac component? In 2004, they launched their first fragrance, but it was not a success. They are cognac makers, so they didn't quite know how to approach the market when it comes to a perfume. For those who've seen my episode on Obvious, I mentioned a gentleman by the name of David Frossard. The legend goes that he approached the Frappin family and said, let me take over. Let me become the distributor of this brand and bring it to market. And the rest is history, because the Frappin brand is now extensive and is considered as an incredible niche French luxury brand. In conjunction with the beautiful people of Libertine Perfumery, you have a chance to win a free bottle of Bon Chauffe. If you go to the end of this video, you'll see how you can do that. So let me begin. Anybody who would love a beautiful boozy fragrance, I would recommend to you 1270. As I mentioned, this was my first love. I was unaware that niche perfumery had the ability to evolve and to move and to dance. Where the fragrance starts isn't where the fragrance dries into and then finally dries down to. On that spray, and I've had to keep my head very much in the game because the opening of this fragrance is instantly alluring, highly sensual, it's beautifully sweet, very inviting. It is a glorious boozy gourmand fragrance. Opening notes of sugared orange, pineapple, this beautiful touch of chocolate that comes through the fragrance. When I first discovered this, I was evangelical. I was telling everybody. For me, this was like perfumed cocaine. Every time I'd spray, I just had to bury my nose in it, to the point, and I love spraying on my chest, I would grab my jumper, put it over my nose, and just inhale the scent profile. The joy of niche perfumery is the evolution, and this fragrance here really does the best. The opening notes of the sugared orange, the pineapple, those fruit notes that are there, with a slight touch of honey, then begins to move across to more floral notes. If I look at the notes, it does say everlasting flowers. And for me, I'm gonna say that this is a constructed note or some kind of a chord. As it finally dries down, it retains some of the earlier fruit notes, in particular for my nose, the sugared orange. But now it goes into this beautiful vanilla, honey, slight woods in there. It always stays as a very sensual, gourmand, boozy fragrance. This is an easy, masculine, feminine fragrance. As I said, when I first discovered it, super evangelical. I've shown everybody, my family. My sister has it, my brother has it, my son has it. So we all jumped in on 1270. It's one of those exceptionally versatile fragrances that you can wear all year round. Beautiful in winter, wonderful during this colder weather that we're having here in Australia, but glorious as a summer fragrance. 1270 just radiates from your skin in such a glorious way. I'm getting a clean 5 to 6 hours on this particular fragrance. And when it comes to its sillage and projection, it's between moderate and low. Obviously, the first 2 or 3 hours, I'm getting a nice push on it, but it does come back down to a more of a low around me. Never a body scent. People are detecting this fragrance on me. Keeping it within that boozy construct, the heritage of the Frappan brand, this is Bon Chauffe. This is now that second distillation that occurs to create that eventual cognac. The Bon Chauffe could either be translated as the good toast, or it could also be the good distillation. Now this is a beast. So where 1270 has 5 to 6 hours of presence on me, moderate to low when it comes to sillage, I'm now moving into something that is a monster. If you want projection, if you want longevity, if you want a statement maker, then Bon Chauffe has now become this brand new one in my collection that delivers on all these elements. Bold, distinct, and assertive. This is a fragrance where you will now command your space. So Bon Chauffe is consistent with the Frappan boozy elements. This time around, it's more of a dark whiskey, almost bourbon-like fragrance profile. The opening has this extreme herbal licorice component to it. There is an Artemisia, or it's actually listed as Davana, which is part of that Artemisia family. I've actually had an opportunity to smell Artemisia as a raw ingredient. It is potent. I remember early on, I brought it to my nose. It nearly knocked the top of my head off. So the Davana in here, or that Artemisia note, is very present. On opening, you're getting a very distinct, bold herbal component to it with a slight licorice touch. There is also black pepper. I'm not detecting that above this green herbal Artemisia note. As it begins to dry down, it does go into this glorious patchouli with this very green vetiver, almost tobacco-like. It's intense. It's divinely intense. For those who know the NFC channel and know me, patchouli is my thing. The moment that I detect a slight patchouli note, let alone a full development and full force of that patchouli, I'm all in. I find that this has a dark chocolate. Nothing is listed, but I know that patchouli sometimes can generate like a chocolatey tone to it. In the dry down, deeper in the fragrance, I'm getting a slight cacao element to it. I mentioned before, almost tobacco, very earthy. Everything about the fragrance is dark and deep. I think that's the best way to define Bon Chauffe. 12 plus hours, and I will go as far as saying 24 hours on skin. I'm a big believer that perfume is for everybody. You wear what you enjoy. However, I do know that if there are heavy florals in a fragrance, some men might shy away from that. The same could be said for any fragrance that is overtly bold and overtly woody and has this very strong, dominant sort of scent profile to it. Some women might go, ooh, it's a bit too strong. There's no florals to bring anything down. So Bon Chauffe is an awesome, confident boss fragrance. Anybody who wants to own a space, own the room, Bon Chauffe would be the one. However, I don't recommend that you wear this as an office fragrance. It is very potent. It does have a lot of presence. And I think, if anything, it does signal a certain level of intimidation. I mean, by wearing this, you're definitely saying, I'm in charge. I'm the person who owns this place. The way that I like to use this fragrance is mainly if I'm going to a large space. I recently wore it twice. As a family, we went to an outdoor circus. It would have been fairly cold. I was rugged up, but this was my baby for the evening. My son, who's very deep into perfume as much as I am, as soon as he saw me, we were probably about a meter apart, and he says, whoa, awesome fragrance. Now, fast forward about a month, we've got a thing here in Melbourne called Lightscape. It's in the Botanical Gardens. They dress up the whole area with all these beautiful LED lights and put it to music. It's glorious. It was freezing. I had a shirt, a jumper, and a jacket. I was wearing Bon Chauffe. My son came up to me, or was coming towards me, and instantly he's like, why am I thinking circus? He goes, I can smell your perfume, but I'm thinking circus. I'm like, I'm wearing the same one. It's my going out of an evening, it's my open space, it's my cool weather fragrance. So this has the ability to just explode off your skin. I always wear only 3 sprays. My chest, my stomach, and my arm, and yet it was able to push through. Bon Chauffe is your boozy beast mode fragrance. Let me tone it down now. Let's finish off with 1270 Extreme. You would think to yourself, 1270 Extreme, I don't need it. If it didn't share the name, you would say that it's two different fragrances. And if you look at the way that we've been using this, so obviously it's myself that uses the fragrances, but also my entire family. I have a library system where they borrow fragrances from me. And you can see that 1270 Extreme has been hit hard. It's a new inclusion in the collection and it is glorious. They share a similar construct, but two different outcomes. If I look at 1270, its opening is, well, I'm in the dry down now, but the opening was that candied orange, that touch of sweet pineapple, fruit-like components to it, a touch of honey coming through it. Whereas 1270 Extreme now has almost like a darker edge. It's almost more rounded. It has more density to it. There is a pineapple note, you can detect it. Feel like there is like a prune note. There is some kind of dark fruit now mixed in with that opening. It's listed that there is apple and bergamot. I don't detect the apple. For me, the pineapple really projects a lot more. It is a lot more present, but there's more density to it. It almost feels like not an overripe pineapple, but definitely a more robust pineapple scent. What I love about this now is that the florals are a lot more distinct. Where previously there is an everlasting flower, you can now detect a very clear rose. As it begins to dry off, you're now getting a beautiful rose coming through. It never overpowers. That pineapple note or that sweetness from that pineapple extends itself throughout the whole fragrance. As the fragrance dries down, it does go more into a woody place. Things like patchouli, guaiac wood, vanilla, and it does have a honey touch. I mentioned before that on 1270, I'm getting about 5 or 6 hours. Extreme. 12 plus, I'm gonna say, even to the point of saying 24 hours. You'll wake up the next morning, you'll be smelling 1270 Extreme on you. Incredible. 1270, a sumptuous, boozy gourmand fragrance. 1270 Extreme, a rich, dense, dark, boozy fragrance. For me, again, separate the two. Don't be distracted by the name. Test the fragrance on your skin. You'll see that these are two different fragrances to be able to enjoy. I would go as far as saying that either 1270 or 1270 Extreme will be perfect date night fragrances. For me, 1270 is a charming fragrance. You smell sensual, whereas 1270 Extreme, you're now persuasive. There's something more about you that someone wants to draw closer to you. And I think it's because it has a much greater push on it. The projection on this fragrance, its sillage also, is a lot stronger, a lot more present than when it comes to 1270. I was wearing 1270 Extreme the other day. I caught up with a friend. We were probably about 2 meters apart as I was walking up to him. Instantly declared, beautiful boozy fragrance, my man. What are you wearing? It's gorgeous. So as I said, as a persuasive on a date night fragrance, this would be absolute pure magic. Now, if you'd like to win your own bottle of Bon Chauffe, go to the Libertine website, order anything. Use the code NFC Frappan to go into the draw. The promo starts on the 24th of June and will run till the 7th of July. You have 2 weeks. You can order as many things as you want. I would recommend you do multiple orders, and that way you have multiple entries. Good luck, everybody. Boom. So there you have it. 3 incredible boozy fragrances for date night, for the office, except this one. I'd love to know your thoughts. Have you had a chance to experience any of these? What about the rest of the Frappan family? There's a number of incredible fragrances that they have in their collection. Hope you enjoyed that, everyone. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.